welcome to episode 8 of Grovelore. Oh, that was too dark. Welcome to episode 8 of Grovelore. I am joined with my friend, ButtJuiceSoup. I don't know what direction I need to gesture. ButtJuiceSoup.
I'm here!
I normally would say what it is that you do, but considering recent announcements, I don't know what to say. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm ButtJuiceSoup. Am I talking? Yeah, you can see. Okay, cool. Hi, I'm ButtJuice. I was just making sure my mic wasn't muted. My mic gets muted occasionally.
That's fair.
I'm ButtJuiceSoup. So, I used to stream 3 days a week on Twitch. Today is going to be my last stream for the foreseeable future. Most people know me from Twitter, though. That's more of where you would see me and all of my crazy antics.
That's where I heard of you first.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people saw me first. And I'm just right now kind of working. I have my own podcast. I'm working on YouTube. I'm just gonna kind of do what makes me happy, really.
Good.
That makes sense.
That's so good. I'm glad. So I wanted to ask, I shouldn't say I'm glad. I'm really sad to see you go from the platform, but I'm happy that you're going to be doing something that's going to be more fulfilling for you and be able to sort out anything.
I mean, I'm not dying. I'm going to still be like supporting people on Twitch. You'll see my name in your chat. I'm just, you just won't see me stream 3 times.
I just won't get to watch cake decorating videos with you, which is, by the way,
that sounds so terrible.
It does. That's how I handle sometimes I have a really anxious stream and I'm like, I'm going to go sit with ButtJuice and watch cakes. This is what I need.
Videos are very nice, though.
It's therapeutic. It's good.
Very nice.
Do you want to, if you're comfortable, if you want to, I know that you've already made the announcement on Twitter and everything, but I don't know how many of my people have heard it or not, why you've made this choice to kind of move on from Twitch?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. So, I was kind of, I've not been very happy streaming for a very long time. Every time I would kind of, I've had some physical health problems. I've had a lot of stomach acid problems, and it's been making me kind of sick every single night. So every single night I would go to my wife, and it would be like, I stream at 9, and it'd be 8:30, and I'd be like, should I stream tonight? And she's like, it's up to you. And it just got to the point where I didn't believe that it was worth it. It was worth it to kind of force myself. And we all kind of feel that sense of guilt where we say, well, I have to go stream for my community. Yeah. My community expects me to be there and I am their entertainment and I should be there. And that kind of contributes to this sense of duty that you have to your community, and it trumps your own personal thoughts about your health. So you're saying, okay, I will just push through it for my community, but what you're giving your community is the worst version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's funny you say that, because so for a long time I didn't have a schedule. I've only recently had a schedule, and even then I follow it so loosely, it's a joke. But for the longest time I didn't have a schedule, and that was why, because I know that my mental health is not perfect. And I didn't want to have to commit to that and be like, well, yeah, I'm always going to go live Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. because then, it'd be 5:30 p.m. and I'd be crying in my pillowcase and be like, I don't want to do it. I'm having a bad day, but they expect me. It's like a TV show, right? You got your favorite show, airs at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. If you tune in on Wednesday at 7 and it's not there, shit. You're probably going to find another show.
Upset.
Yeah, you're a little upset, and you're probably going to find another show that's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And then I'm like, well, what if I lose my community because I'm not live?
I kind of, funny thing is, I kind of did that a little bit. I took a month off, and then I took a day here and there, and not a lot of people really stuck with it.
Really?
So when I was rocking and rolling, I was sitting there. I'm gonna talk numbers just in case anybody cares. When I was kind of rocking and rolling, I was at about 20 viewers, and then as I just sort of got okay taking nights off here or there, it just eventually I'm at a point where I'm holding 4 or 5,
really
3, 4, or 5. Yeah, so it's just the entire community that used to be there, the very lot of them. Also, my time is not very attainable for many people because they're either going to sleep or, West Coast, they're eating dinner, or East Coast, they're just, settling in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you do go live normally when I'm like trying to wind down. I might be on the phone. Like, I mean, when Slurp and I are on the phone at night, it's usually right around that time. So as much as I want to be in your stream more often, I sadly don't get to catch it as much as I'd like.
Anybody of not being in my stream.
No, I know. I'm just saying I would like to be there more. Like, I genuinely enjoy your stream, and it's like, it sucks that I can't be there more, but it is.
This whole thing was an inquisition for me to ask you why you haven't been in my stream. This was all planned.
Everything is going as planned. Where have you been?
Where? Then I go to the chat. Where have all of you been? That was the whole point of it. No, I like, that's the thing. Some people are like, you used to come to my stream. Why don't you come to my stream? And I'm like, either because you suck or they like just don't want it.
Yeah, right. Like, either you suck or I'm busy. Like, I'm sorry.
You suck or I'm busy. Most people are like, I'm sorry, I haven't been.
I'm very apologetic if I'm not able to get into people's streams. You know this. I come into your stream like, I'm sorry. I'm here.
I'm like, it's fine. Like, there was a lot of people that, I sent out the video. It got like 1,000 likes. And there was 2 prevailing kind of things. They either said 3 prevailing things. 1 was, take care of yourself. 2 was, I'm sorry I never came to your stream. And 3 was, I don't know you. So the
Thanks
first
for the announcement. I don't know who the fuck you are anyway.
Like, a lot of people, and they were like, I don't know you. I don't know, like, but I want you to get better. And I'm like, number 1, it's okay you don't know me. And I'm like, number 2, I'm like Twitter famous. How do you not know me?
Yeah, like, don't tell me you don't know me. That's the thing I wanted to dive into a little bit. What do you think that disconnect is? Because you, and I've got a few others, like Sam Strake, my friend Ravenclaw. I have a few people who I'm friends with who have a huge following on Twitter, always get a ton of engagement on their tweets, and then they go live and it's like a max of 20 people. Like, because an absolute max.
They see your content they see your content whenever they want to see it. Sure. When I tweet something, they can see it now. They can see it 3 hours from now. They can see it in a week, which happens a lot. Like, they see your content whenever it's convenient for them. Yeah. To get someone to get their butt in their chair or to pull out their phone and to watch a stream is very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So and also a lot of people, like, especially my content is moment based, I like to say. Where it's like, I'll have moments of singing and dancing, but in between those moments, there's a lot of just me talking over food.
Yeah.
And if you ever see a video of me talking over food, if you see like those videos on Twitter, they don't get much engagement. Nobody actually really cares. They want, like, I know some people are just want to go there and see gameplay. So they'll just, they'll go to XQC or they'll go there just to see like the crazy gameplay. Plus also the person is, relatively interesting.
Sure.
But when it's like a personality based, like you have to go there and talk with people. Number 1, it's exhausting for the streamer because talking to 50 people at once is exhausting.
God. Yeah.
But also, like, you don't necessarily always get heard. And also, you can only talk to someone for so long before you just want to watch something,
That's valid. But, like, that's also why... Oh, you mean, like, as the streamer before you just want to watch something? Or
no, mean, like, as the viewer.
Yeah,
you're talking with someone, you're like, okay, this was fun, but I can only do this for, like, half an hour. I'm going to go watch Netflix.
That's fair. I personally, usually when it gets to that point, I'm like, I'm just going to lurk here. But I know that can also only be entertaining for so long. Like... Most of the fun of those types of streams are the conversation.
So I'll have fun and I'll do things, but it'll just be moment based. It'll be based in like, okay, he did a dance. That was so much fun for 2 minutes. Now he's going to talk for another half an hour.
Sure. Like, you've got good clips.
Yeah. You get really good clips, but then like, I love Sam and I saw his Twitch. He did so many different things.
He did.
He did a social media class. He did gameplay. I saw him
He bounced around trying to find where he fit for quite a while.
And it's kind of the same here. You know, a lot of people were like, we don't want to see you play games. Whenever I play games, nobody would ever want to see me play games. So I was like, okay, you know, I talked to one of my dearest streaming friends and they were like, I only really like watching you, you know, talk over food. So I was like, okay, we should do more of that. And I like to talk over food because if it was just the camera on me, like a lot of other just chatting streamers, I would not really be that entertaining and people wouldn't really want to like see me.
I struggle
That's why
with
I feel like we all are watching the same thing. We can talk about the same thing, but we can also talk about things that are just beyond what we're watching.
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea because I really struggle with that sometimes because I love just chatting. Like, it's like my favorite thing to stream into. I think it's so fun, but I can only do it for like the beginning of the stream and then I have to jump into a game because like I do really well when I'm engaging with my chat, but as soon as it becomes time for me to just talk and entertain people, I'm like, ugh, I don't know.
I can do it though.
Like,
I've been able to do it.
Um,
It's just like exhausting.
It's like I could do it, but it stresses me out when the camera is just on me. Like, if the camera's just on me and I'm talking to chat, then it's fine because I'm like, you guys are making the content, right? And I'm just kind of like feeding off of it. But when y'all are just staring at me, I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Like, once my impassioned rant is done, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to pull up something else. You can't just be looking at me like that.
Yeah, but if that's what you're good at, that's what you're good at, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was good at. And then I would play games and I was less engaging when I played games.
Sure. So I have obviously not been with your stream for your entire journey. Didn't you start with gameplay and
I
then
did.
migrate into the cake stuff?
I started streaming directly off my Xbox if we're going way back.
Okay.
For the first almost year, I didn't have a PC. One of my streaming best friends sent me a PC in the mail.
Oh.
And that's how I started streaming on PC. And yeah, and then I built my own PC. And it kind of took off from there. But yeah, I was an Xbox streamer.
Okay.
And I didn't stream like at night. I streamed 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day. I streamed 8 hours a day, weekdays.
I mean,
it was my full-time job.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when I started, I did something kind of like that too.
Well, what I would do in Overwatch is I'd put on my butt juice voice and I'd, do all these funny things in Overwatch, and the people on like playing Overwatch would have fun and, would laugh and shit like that. And then after the game, I would be like, hey guys, if you like this shit, twitch.tv/ButtJuiceSoup. And that's how I gained my way to affiliate.
Okay.
I put on a show, I would plug the stream, and I was able to grind to affiliate that way. It took me like a month or two to get to affiliate.
That's awesome. That's really cool though. Like, yeah, that's awesome. I don't feel super comfortable being in chat with people, like, on games, especially not when I'm streaming.
Nor should you. That's terrifying.
It's very scary, especially as a woman. It's very scary. I do not like it. I refuse to do it. That's why I only play single player games. I'll get people, oh my gosh, especially in like the Facebook groups that I'm in, I'll post what I'm doing. People are like, we should game together sometime. What do you like? What do you like to play? And I'm like, I play single player story games. Please leave me alone. Like, I don't want to play with you. I don't know you.
Yeah. I do know someone, and I will not say who, but they won my respect this way. They see you get like massively teased on Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And they go through and they report every single person that's mean to you.
To me?
Yeah.
You should tell me privately at some point who does it.
I can't tell you who it is, but I will say that they do it whenever they see it.
Well, I love them and I'm thankful for them.
I was in a Valorant game, and some dude it was one girl and 4 guys, and this guy heard the girl's voice, and man, he just started going into her, and it took the 3 other guys in the thing to shut him down until he muted his mic.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff is so killer. I don't know why. I don't understand the reason.
I don't get it, because there'll be men that are like, well, why aren't there more girls in gaming? Why don't more girls play video games? I don't understand why I can't find girls that are into what I'm into. I like gaming. Where are, like, my gamer girls at? And then y'all fucking gatekeep like crazy. And then y'all attack us when we're in fucking multiplayer games. Like, it's tear me apart for having a woman's body. Like, it's just absurd.
What I don't understand is why. Okay, I love gamer girls. I love girls that play games. Why is it a necessity? Why do you need someone that plays games? I know you have like that dream of two desks next to each other and the girls playing on one side and the guys playing on the other and you're in the same WoW guild. My wife doesn't play a single goddamn video game.
She plays
does
Animal
not
Crossing?
play She plays Animal Crossing a little bit. We just had to delete our island today because I was the resident representative and I don't play the game. So she was like, blow the island up and I'm going to make my own island. So I was like, fine. But she very much doesn't play games, but
right.
I mean, and gaming is just kind of also like, when I play games, it's like, I don't want to get to a point where I'm toxic in any way to my significant other.
Right.
So let's say we're playing Overwatch together. We're on the same team. Like, people will get toxic at each other. The nicest person has told someone to eat their balls. Like, the nicest person. I don't want to get that way if it's between, like, me and my wife.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that. And, like, I think it's fine to both have, like, I mean, obviously, me and my partner are both streamers. Like, it's fine to have that. But I don't understand why it has to be a necessity. Like, you don't have to have every single little thing in common with your partner. You can
and
have,
you really
like,
shouldn't. You need things by yourself.
For sure. For sure. Like, you don't need to have every single thing. Like, I mean, you said it. You need some amount of individuality. Like, it's cool to have things in common, but,
you
like,
know what
it's
she's
fine
doing
to be
now?
different. What's she doing right now?
She got a kit. She's making cheese.
I've
gonna
wanted
make her own cheese.
I've wanted to do that, but like
You've wanted to do what? Okay, I'm not going to generalize all women,
cheese.
but why do most women want to make cheese?
I wanted to make vegan cheese because I used to be vegan and I couldn't I couldn't find cheese that didn't taste like booty crack. So I want to make my own vegan cheese. I want to do it.
No offense taken, but. But yeah, she's just like, she's literally like, my sisters too have been like, oh, we make cheese. Like, it's like okay.
I want to make bread.
But it's become a pattern.
Everyone made fucking pandemic bread and I want to make bread. I want to bake bread. I didn't do that. I didn't do
bread. We made banana bread.
Yeah, I didn't do the self-isolation bread like everybody else did.
The self-isolation bread. The Elsa bread.
I need pandemic bread. Let me make pandemic bread.
I mean, we're on, like, I think she's going to make her fourth banana bread. Her banana bread's also, like, legitness. She used olive oil, which was, like, different. I don't know. Her banana bread, very, very solid. At least a 7 out of 10.
Y'all heard it here first. Taiwai's banana bread fucks.
Taiwai banana bread. Taiwai, she's making cheese. She's making banana bread. She's making a new island.
I hate to tell you this, but Taiwai's going full cottagecore like any minute now.
No, she has a dream though. Her dream, she does dream of one day owning a dairy farm, and I am very supportive of that dream. And if I can do anything I can, so when we get older, when we get to our 50s and 60s, we are going to own a dairy farm, and I am very supportive of this dream.
She's precious. I love her. I love your wife.
She's texting me. She says, don't give up my business idea, but I don't know how to tell her dairy farms are not a new crazy idea. They've been around forever.
I love her. So good.
No, I love her. Today I just kind of came over to her and just gave her a big hug, and she's like, why are you giving me a big hug? I'm just like, I wanna.
Oh, you guys are fucking goals. Y'all are cute.
She's amazing and wonderful, and I don't deserve her.
Oh my god, you guys are too fucking cute. I can't deal with it.
That's partially why I'm taking the time off, is because I have not been giving her my full best self.
Yeah.
I've given her a very scuffed version of the man she married. So I need to go and the first thing I need to do is physically I'm not doing well, so I need to at least everybody when they take off time, they're like I need to get thin, I need to get beautiful. And I hate that because like I'm fucking beautiful.
You are.
I'm very cute and adorable, but I'm not healthy. I don't feel healthy in my skin. I would like to feel healthy. I would not I don't want to feel gross every single night like I do. And the second thing is mentally, I just want to love myself. I want to look in the mirror and say, you know, a lot of people look in the mirror and they say, you don't try hard enough. You're not, you don't keep up with your relationships. One problem I've had is I just let friendships die. I just disappear for months. And that's not even with just my friends. That's my family. That's my mom. That's my dad. I just, and they're nice, good, honest people. And, I can show you, my mom texts me good morning every single morning. I have a list of 17 good mornings in a row without a response.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't face people. I'll just hide in this small room and I'll play my video games. But I need to get to a point where I can be healthy and love myself because I need to be able to, if I can't love myself, I can't give that love to other people. And the people that deserve it, my wife and family and, my coworkers. It's just, you need to really, the mentally and the physically healthy. I don't need to be happy all the time. And I don't need to be, muscular and skinny and thin.
Sure.
I just need to be mentally and physically healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think when you were streaming? What was the part of it that was the most challenging for you and that you feel did really what
feeling
what
okay during stream. Okay. I was sick a lot of my stream. I have really, really bad stomach acid issues. So every night I get dizzy and I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I also have, so I got food poisoning and my food poisoning, I talked to my therapist. I have trauma from it. Every single time I have an acid attack, I believe I have food poisoning and my body, because I think this, my body starts reacting and creating the panic creates symptoms.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I have this, when I had, food poisoning. Okay, I have this, I had food poisoning. I'm like, it's 3 out of 5 symptoms. I probably have food poisoning again. I'm going to have to go to the hospital.
Right.
And when I was in the hospital, I was dangerously close to something awful happening. So I've been working in therapy to try to get rid of me feeling sick and trying to compartmentalize saying, okay, I don't have food poisoning. I just, I ate spicy food tonight. I have acid reflux. Or I'm due for this attack because I've eaten garbage. I've had nothing but fried food and salty food. I'm going to have an acid attack. This is not food poisoning.
Right.
So it's kind of I would go on stream and I'm like, I just don't feel well.
Right, and be worried that it was that again.
Yeah, and then as I would perform and throw my hands up in the air and have fun, I would just feel it.
Yeah, I'm sure as you're dancing around and I'm sure that was not easy on an already not doing so great stomach.
So
what was I mean, obviously there was a part of you that loved it, that kept you going for some amount of time. What do you think you're going to miss the most? What was that kind of kept you going?
I'm going to miss something. I'm going to miss performing and getting the instant gratification of performing. A lot of people don't talk about that. When you say something funny and everybody automatically reacts, that's to a streamer, that is heroin. Yeah, that's everything. When you say something funny and you get that wall of emotes, when you get rated, those dopamine things that happen immediately, the absolute kick when you have an amazing stream and you just feel it for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
miss
like,
that shit.
yeah, like either you say something funny and everyone that laughs at it and you're like, oh shit, I am funny, because like I don't think that I'm funny at all, but then people react to some of my jokes or offhand remarks, especially Christian, one of my mods, will be like, wait, stop, I can't breathe, and I'm like, wait, hold up, really that was funny for you? Good, okay, great, let's keep going. Or like
Everybody
you say
will
something,
say, why don't you miss the community? My Discord is there. I can still talk to my community whenever I want. Like, they're there, and the great many of them on Discord aren't really going anywhere. Plus, I can talk with people on Twitter. It's like,
you still got your people.
the thing with Twitch is the instant like gratification of performing. You know, when you do Twitch and Twitter, there are certain lines people want you to say. And if you don't say those lines, they get very upset. So it's like, what are you gonna miss? And you like, you know, you get your, where's my notepad? You get your notepad and you're like, I'm going to miss the community. Right. I'm going to miss, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the viewers. All I care about is video games and sharing them with friends.
To God, is the dumbest fucking misconception, and I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm gonna get canceled for it. Stop saying you don't care about the money. You fucking do. If you have your affiliate status on, if you have donations and tips, maybe it's not your top priority, but you like it. It's nice there when you make the money. It's not what you care about. It's not the reason that you stream, but like, you would like to make money, especially like people like me are like, I'm a full-time streamer. I'm not the only full-time streamer. We live off of donations. Like, fucking, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, like, oh no, stop, don't sub to me, don't donate, don't do those things. Like, that's how I pay my fucking rent. So, like, I'm not gonna sit here and make anybody do it or bitch at anybody who doesn't, because there's lots of ways to support people. But, like, I'm also so sick of disingenuous people being like, no, don't do that. It's like, no, actually, please do that so I can eat today. Like,
well, I have a full-time job.
Yeah, sure.
I earn a good living, and my wife has a full-time job, and she earns a better living. Not bitter about that at all. But
you sound not bitter.
I'm not bitter. You know, a lot of people are like, would you be bitter if your wife earned more than you? I'm not bitter that my wife earns more than me. I'm bitter that all of my siblings do.
I feel
that.
Yeah,
I watched her hard work. I watched that girl like bust her ass, so she deserves every penny she's getting.
Right.
But I like, what I need to say is that for me, the money isn't life or death, but the feeling of having people in there and the feeling of actually like performing and people loving it and posting a clip on Twitter and everybody loving that, you know,
being worthy.
It's such a powerful feeling.
Yes. It's like to feel like, damn, I'm worthy of people's time. I'm worthy of people's energy. And yeah, like I'm worth it. Like, someone thought it was cool to throw $5 into a sub for me. They felt I was worth that. Like, that feels good. No one can deny that feels good. And I know it's not, you know, make or break, but like, it's nice. It feels good. And yeah, it feels good for them to get like the gratitude from the streamer. And it feels good for the streamer to be like, wow, damn, I was worth your $5. Cool. Thank you.
It's a very weird existence, you know, because people are like, because essentially what Twitch is it's like, I don't know how to say this without it sounding bad. It's all just cam girling. Every single person, it's the same thing. You're giving them something for them to watch, and they give you money if they feel either they want to be noticed in the stream or they just like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all internet streaming comes down to.
I mean, you're right.
That is what it is. And to say it's any different, and that's why I get upset when people come on with the, you know, well, all the girls in just chatting. I was like,
Like all the bros in Fortnite too, homie.
All the like, I don't understand it. I don't understand the hatred of women for existing.
Yeah, I don't either.
It seems to hold that much hatred in your body just because of whatever seems exhausting. It just seems like an exhausting way to live.
Yeah, I cannot imagine like putting that much energy into hating someone who's just living their lives.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when it gets to like, no. I had a thought and then I just totally freaking lost it. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, good.
No, it's not okay.
How dare you? How fucking dare you, BJ? We can't.
I worked a full day.
We can't carry on with this.
I can't carry on with this podcast. He can't even collect his stupid thoughts.
Oh my God! Everybody gets a good hefty dose of that Sierra Grove cackling, that witch cackle from me today. So,
well, you better enjoy my back and forth because it's gone now. Once I stop streaming on Twitch, I cease to exist. You'll never see me again. I'll just like click go offline and I'll look like Peter Parker in Infinity War. I was like, should I spoil Infinity War? And
oh my God,
if you haven't seen
old enough
Infinity War by now, that's on you.
Anyone who has not seen Infinity War by now doesn't care, and if you do, you don't have the right. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're editing this podcast and you just go over, you like record like, over and you're like, spoiler. Spoiler. ButtJuice is spoiling a movie that came out probably 3 or 4 years ago.
ButtJuice spoils Star Wars. Ah!
Yeah, it's like
stupid.
But Citizen Kane, it's the sled.
But that's okay. That's a good point. Like, you're not just gonna phase out of existence. So what's next for ButtJuice? You and I were talking about this a little bit beforehand.
What's next for ButtJuice? I guess I'm gonna make all of my millions that I made off streaming. I'm gonna go to Cabo. I'm gonna rent a little bungalow there and just live. Where will you go now? Smoking cigars.
This is where you say, I'm going to Disneyland.
Shit, I'm just not gonna stream.
Right, we were talking about like making content for YouTube potentially. Like, what's next for your content creation?
What's my next? Where are you going? Creation?
Where do we find you now?
Where do you find me? I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna be still on Twitter. I'm probably still gonna have my podcast out. I'm going to post episode 2 of that podcast shortly.
Yeah, tell us about the podcast too.
Podcast, it's just whatever. It's just verbal diarrhea at this point. My first one was about me coming out as pansexual. My second one was a tier list of fast food items. I don't know what my third one's going to be. I'm still like thinking, but I graduated from college. I was a film editor and I went through the industry and every single boss I had just shit all over me constantly. Really? So I lost my love of editing. So, my sister, after she saw my tweet about, when she saw my tweet about, what's it called? Stopping streaming. She goes, let's talk about hobbies. And she was like, here's a hobby you could do. There's a hobby you can do. And my wife's like, you should probably think of like a new hobby while you're like not streaming. And I was like, okay, let's think of a new hobby. And I was like, I just kind of want to edit again.
Okay.
I want to start editing again. I want to start making fun little videos and not like to climb the ladder of YouTube. Right. Like I want to make videos that are like fun and like cool that I can post here and there. So I've had some ideas for videos and I've jotted them down. So it's going to be like short form skits and long form skits, and
I miss doing fun editing too. I used to do like some YouTube stuff back in the day, but
way back when.
Yeah, way back when, and like I had so much fun. Like editing is fun. People talk about how tedious it is. It can be fun if it's like a project that you love.
It was just like that industry like killed me. I was like they really, those people, like, they didn't need to be as mean as they were, but they did. They went, like, really insanely mean.
Really?
So yeah, so it like I got to a point where I just couldn't I couldn't even be near an editing system. I was like, I can't even touch it.
Right. Like they had just completely sucked all the love out of you.
All of it.
So do you feel like I know you've cited like your physical health as a big part of your leaving, and I know you and I talked a little bit beforehand about like you feeling burnout. Do you feel like the burnout is like a directly tied to the physical health, like, well, because you're feeling sick all the time, that's what's burning you out? Or do you think that there was something more avoidable that
If we're
prevented
being
it?
like honest, depression is causing everything.
Really?
So I have low serotonin levels, genetically low serotonin levels in my body, and that causes me to constantly have clinical depression. And so that causes everything.
That makes
so
sense.
I'll overeat in order to compensate for my emotions that I shove down deep into my belly. I don't move very often. I just don't move.
Sure.
You know, I don't go out, I don't exercise, I don't anything. And I don't get much sunlight. I have a tree blocking sunlight coming into my office.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things have kind of contributed to all of the burnout, but also I just couldn't stream anymore. I was just like, you know, I got to a point where after like a night of just like nobody cared, like there is one person that cares. There is exactly one person that cares, and that is Wild Spice.
I love Wild Spice. Oh my god. I knew you were going to say her too.
Of course it's Wild Spice.
I love Wild Spice.
Nicest person I've ever met in my life.
God, she's so good. I love her. She's so kind. Wild Spice, if you're here, we fucking love you.
Here's another thing that I'm gonna tell you this too. I made a tweet video about me burning out and not making videos anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people, the smaller streamers that like my tweets constantly, they were the ones that sent me well wishes. A lot of the people you're like, you know, that kind of go into your chat and support your content, they were the ones that really came in and like told me how much they were sorry and that they hope I get better and that they would miss me. A lot of the streamer friends, the bigger streamer friends I thought were my friends, not a goddamn word.
I'd like you to know that I did not see that video.
Yeah,
about you being
were
burned
one
out.
of them. I'm talking specifically about you, Sarah.
I'm sorry. I did not see the video. I love you.
Some people I thought were like really like chill and really cool. Like
I could probably guess.
It's because, and what I kind of learned from it was like,
I'm not gonna say names, but I could probably.
No, I'm not a name person.
No, I know. I just felt like I can probably.
I was just like, and what I kind of realized is like, you can think you build up as much goodwill as you can, but eventually you just got to realize more than the people that support you are the ones that really matter. Not the ones that you're like, oh, we'll be like good stream friends, you know, we'll be buddies and make content together. Like, they got their own stuff they're worrying about. The people that you give your 100% to are the people that truly support your content.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you kind of learn that more towards the end than you really do during.
Yeah, this past week, it's really become very apparent to me who my people are. You know, like what's been going on with me and with everybody on Twitch and Twitter and like everything that's been happening, and I've been very, very involved with it. I'm not going to go over it again. Everybody here knows what happened to me. But like it's become very apparent to me who my people are, because that happened. Like, I mean, I came out about it almost 2 weeks ago now, and I've still got people constantly. I mean, even today, leading up to 30 minutes before I think 20 minutes even before we started this stream, Leanda, who's in the chat right now, messaged me and was like, hey, are you okay? And then was like, I can tell that you're not okay. I'm asking you if you need anything. And I was like, shit, dude, thank you. And like, I've had people like that who have been reaching out to me, and I'm with you. I was surprised a little bit by some of the people who haven't reached out, who haven't said anything, who haven't really taken much of an interest in kind of what's going on. But I'm not surprised by who has.
Cool.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not surprised by who has been reaching out to me. I'm kind of like, great, I knew y'all were my friends. But then, like, I am a little surprised by some of the people who have been radio silent while I'm going through this stuff. And I'm like, damn, all right, I thought we were homies, but okay. All right, I see you. Like,
See, like you, I actually see your tweets.
hey, I have alerts on for you. I don't know how I didn't see that tweet. I get little dingies to my phone that are like, ButtJuiceSoup has posted a tweet. So I don't know how I didn't see that.
And they're all like my bad tweets too. You didn't see my one good one. You just saw all of my horribly shitty ones.
People, or not so many people, but I have Slurp, I have you, I have Sam, I have Oreo Side, I have Realzy, I have one person that I have to take off of there, but I've got like a bunch of fucking people that, not a ton, but I have enough people that I don't get alerted for every single tweet.
Yeah.
As much as I wish it would work.
Listen, that's like, I don't expect everybody to go out of their way. Once you come to terms with the fact that people should not go out of their way for you,
right,
unless they want to, then you're just going to be severely disappointed at every single person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as you're, because so many people are like, these people don't go out of their way for me. It hurts my feelings personally. It's like,
right. Like,
you got to know that nobody's really going to go out of their way for you.
Sure.
Ever.
Like, very rarely on very, very special occasions. Like,
that's bleak, but it saves you a lot of heartbreak, you know?
And I mean, that's true. That is true. But yeah, it's upset because yeah, you were someone who like had my back when, you know, everything came out. You were, I think, one of the first people that I like spoke to about it.
Yeah.
Outside of it just being like because I'm pretty sure that I had told you before I came out about everything.
No, you told me about it.
Yeah, because I told you about it before Slurp. I think I told you about it in the same conversation where I told you that I liked Slurp.
Yeah. So it actually was the same conversation.
Yeah, it was one big conversation, and I specifically remember that it was April 5th, because then after we had that conversation, I DM'd Slurp on Discord to tell him that I liked him, and then I deleted the DM before he could see it, and then I told him later that night when we were on the phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and I know that we started talking on April 5th, so like I know exactly when that conversation took place, but yeah, I told you about what happened before I came out about it, and you had my back about that.
You also got to know though that some people just don't have the emotional wherewithal to handle it,
and I get that, and that's why I'm trying not to take it too personally. But there is like a little nugget of like, damn, y'all, like, oh, where did ButtJuice go?
Holy crap!
I lost ButtJuice. Oh, that's a dog.
Hey, wait! Oh shit! It's my dog. I'm sorry, my camera just turns off occasionally like that.
What is happening?
I'm sorry, my camera just turns off like that. I don't know why.
It's because it's a DSLR.
It's a DSLR. It just like goes into like.
Yeah, it does that.
There we go.
Unless they're mirrorless, unless the camera's mirrorless, it's gonna do it.
Yeah,
I get it. All good. I just was like, pupper.
Who's that dog? And I'm like, it's my dog.
It's my dog. Listen. Oh okay, my god.
I'm good here. I'm good.
We good. It's all good now. I did want to discuss a little bit, since we are now kind of on the topic of what has been going on with me. Just the general state of, like, okay, everyone's coming out with things right now. Again, I don't want to say any names during this. I don't want any shit talking or whatever. I know that you won't do that. This is a disclaimer for everyone in chat. Also, we're not doing names, but I know there's been a ton of stuff that, or at least no names of victims. I don't like, I mean, I'll say names of some of the people that like are very obvious and everyone knows. Like, I mean, people like Bless RNG just got banned and his global emote got taken away, and And you know what? You and I were talking about no one big getting accused. Bless RNG is the only like bigger streamer that I saw taken away that like I knew about, or that I saw an accusation made that I was like, oh fuck, I know that guy. I know who that is. He's the emote guy. Like I know him. I know who we're talking about right now. Everyone else was smaller. Well, not smaller, but like mid-tier partners or whatever. But with everything that is going on right now, it has been a lot of talk about cancel culture. And I have opinions about that. What do you think about what's going on right now before
What do I think about what's going on? That's a loaded question.
Like, okay, so we'll say, I'll say this. I saw some people on Twitter talking, like, because now, okay, so Jenna Marbles just kind of went off YouTube, and now everyone's like, cancel culture, cancel culture, cancel culture, because she did some problematic stuff in the early 2010s, and she's grown from it, but it still happened. And from what I saw of her video, she was taking ownership of that and was like, sorry, I fucked up. I want to take a step back. And, like, I don't want to get into the details of Jenna Marbles going off YouTube, but, like, that has sparked a big conversation about cancel culture, right amidst all of these allegations flying around. And we know that some of these allegations have proven to be false, but most of them seem to be true. Most of them, we have no reason not to believe the victim. Many of them, the abuser has even come out and admitted, like in Bless RNG's case. But it sparked a big conversation about cancel culture. And I saw OreoSide and Rora Pickles both talking about it on Twitter today, where they were like, y'all are fucking doing all this cancel culture shit, and it's kind of problematic. And I know that they were not referring to the outing of sexual predators, but I saw OreoSide get some backlash when he said, like, cancel culture is bullshit. I saw a few people who were like, aren't you perpetuating cancel culture by retweeting all of these bans and tweeting these unsubstantiated claims against people? And then someone else was like, well, if you are anti-cancel culture, that means you're pro-racist and pro-abuser. Like, there's a bunch of shit flying around right now. My stance is that cancel culture is not outing abusers. That's not what cancel culture is, in my opinion. Like, to me, cancel culture is, you said something, I don't like it, fuck you. And hey, everyone else, you also should say fuck him. I don't think cancel culture is outing someone who did something shitty. Cancel culture is
personal vendettas. I do not like this person. Either they have slighted me in the past, or they did something that really kind of grinds me. So I'm going to try to make them go away.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you think that encompasses, like, hey, this person did something to hurt me?
I think it's different if somebody sexually assaulted someone else.
Right.
I don't think that's at a point where it's like, hey, you did something I don't like. No, that's infinitely more serious.
Absolutely.
Because it's something you didn't like makes you steamed for like a day or two. Like, sexual assault is a whole life thing.
Sure.
It's a thing that you carry around. So I think this is cancel culture? I think that most of it is not. Most of it is what you're hearing is victims gaining their power, which is very, very, very nice and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But then within the sphere of gaining power, what you start to see, when it doesn't even have anything to do with assault, harassment, anything, you start to see opportunists where they say, okay, outrage is at an all-time high. We've been reading stories of sexual assault and silencing of stories of women just being silenced.
Mm-hmm.
And men too, men being sexually assaulted as well, being silenced. So they say, I can feel that the current climate is that of people reading these stories and just being outraged, and they're just feeling outraged for the next 4 days in a row. They're like, okay, opportunity is that they didn't do something that constitutes harassment, assault, gaslighting, anything.
Mm-hmm.
They did something completely different, but I can feel the outrage that this won't be questioned because people are just in the mood to be outraged.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good. I think that because, the outrage has been falling credible, and what I've been seeing what I see a lot of that really, really bothers me is people that are fans of the big streamers defending their actions. They weren't there. They don't know this person. They know this person from their stream.
Like, if no evidence has come out, then like
that
stop.
You don't know. You're defending a character.
Yeah, because how many of these people are a persona? Like, you've even said, you've got like your butt juice voice and whatever, and like Dr. Disrespect, who just got permabanned. He's a character. It's a dude named Guy. Like, I mean, his name is not Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect is a fucking
funny that you call him a dude named Guy. He's a dude named Guy, bro. He's a dude named
Guy. I don't know what I remember. I think it's Herschel. I don't know. He like
Herschel.
It's Herschel that Guy something. I swear to you, that is
Guy Herschel.
Guy is like he's listed as Herschel Guy in quotations, and then whatever his last name is that starts with a B. I don't know. But like Dr. Disrespect is a character. He's like a pro wrestler character. He's a shitty, edgy, angry, fucking. He makes his money off of being a dick. Like, that's just what he does. He acts like a pro wrestler. One thing,
but now when you have a person that has a persona of being wholesome,
sure.
Number one, people start to sharpen their claws because they're like,
my wholesome being.
The biggest thing in cancel culture is hypocrisy. People love hypocrisy. So when you have a wholesome guy that's done something unspeakably evil,
yep,
it's the most juicy of any canceling whatsoever.
Never him.
Like, not for him. Well, also
like Bless though.
Yeah. Did you really ever? Can you name one thing that Bless has done other than have an emote? You don't.
No, I see him on Twitter, and I see him being generally like a wholesome dude who's like, look, I've got a fucking hammock in my corner with plushies in it, and like, I just see him being a wholesome man. Like, but I've never watched his stream, so I don't know. But that's just like, I guess, an example of someone who has a character of being a good dude. Everyone has assumed he was a good dude until
Here's my other thing, though. Here's my other thing with it. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But, like, why are people going into each other's DMs trying to hit on each other? Why are you going into people that are living their lives, just their DMs, and trying to hit on each other? Why are we sending pictures of our dick to people? Why are we doing all of these things? Do people not know? People don't know that streaming it's an office, it's a job. Even if some people think of it as a hobby, are you going to show your dick to someone who's bird watching? Like, it's a job. You have to be somewhat professional. You talk to people and you shake their hands.
It's like customer service, though, when it's like, sir, I have to be nice to you.
I can't be mean to you. And, well, those people, they're in their pajamas in their house. They can be as mean to somebody else. But are you going to be like, are you going to be customer service person? Are you going to be, you're working for United Airlines and someone calls them and you're a guy and you're like United Airlines, and it's some girl, she's like, I want to cancel my flight from Chicago to Charlotte. And he goes, oh, you sound hot. Like, what are you doing?
Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're like, this is strange.
This is
and then
very
the guy
weird.
And then the guy's like, if you want that flight canceled, then you should keep talking to me. She'd be like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna hang up and call somebody else. I'll try this again.
Yeah, but like, I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with the woman. It's wrong of the man to do any of that stuff. I don't know anybody would.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm also married, so my opinion on it's skewed.
Sure.
Because like I'm not trolling for like people on the internet.
I guess. Dude.
Yeah, like I'm not. I'm just trying to be funny on the internet.
I have a whole emote about, so like on Instagram, which by the way, Instagram DMs are like Instagram DMs are the worst, like, place to DM anybody because that DM system is already, like, clunky. It's not good. Don't fucking try to talk to me in my Instagram DMs. Leave me alone in my Instagram DMs. But someone came at me in my Instagram DMs with, like, the, hello, beautiful, and, like, I just ignore that shit. I don't even engage. I don't tell them to fuck off. I just ignore it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let it sit.
Beautiful.
And like
Instagram DMs.
I'm like,
who thinks
quiet
that,
with you.
What delusional human being thinks that's gonna work?
I don't know, but I have a whole emote because this dude, after a couple hello beautifuls, he eventually sent me pictures of these. He like made these little tanks out of like army tanks out of paper that he had cut out and taped together and drawn on with pen. And Slurp put a little sad face on them, and it has become one of my
it's been one of your things in your emotes. That's really cool.
It's a bit emote now, cause like, what the fuck? Don't fucking message me with that shit. Like, what the hell? What is that attempt? That was the most ridiculous thing. Like, hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna impress her with these little paper tanks that I made.
Like, did he impress you?
No. It did not work. It did not work.
It didn't work. That's the saddest thing of all, though. It just didn't work.
It was rough. But yeah, like, I don't know why people fucking do that shit.
It just doesn't. It makes me so, like, confused because it's like, what outcome do you think is gonna have?
Honestly, like,
guy sends his dick and the girl's like, okay, keep talking. I'm interested. Let's keep going.
0 times out of 10 has that worked.
Yeah, like, tell me more about that clip where you destroyed your keyboard while playing COD. This is all just really attractive to me.
I'm into it. Like,
your malformed dick and your anger that you will most definitely not use on me if you're dating.
And it's so funny because like people are like, Twitch isn't a dating site, and like that becomes a whole big narrative in itself, right? But then there is a lot of us who still end up dating. Like, I have been,
it comes naturally.
Yeah, like my past couple partners have been Twitch streamers, including, you know, my current partner, and like these are Twitch streamers who I've met through Twitch because, you know what? Twitch is where I work. I don't really get out much. This is where I meet people. My friends are on Twitch. But that doesn't mean Twitch is a dating site still. You don't, like, Slurp didn't come into my DMs like, hey, baby, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't come at me hitting on me. This is a person who was a friend.
Sounds exactly like something Slurp would do.
Oh, absolutely. But Slurp was my friend, and that friendship evolved. Like, you don't just fucking come at people. Never has that worked outside of, like, Tinder and actual dating sites. Never has it worked to just go into a woman's DMs, hit on her, and like, oh, happily ever after. Like,
happily
grow the fuck
ever
up.
after.
Grow
well,
the
because
fuck
only
up.
Prince Charmings go into Twitter, goes into DMs and post the most heinous shit of all time. I really just think, number one, every single person who posts a story, it breaks my fucking heart, and it makes me so angry, and it makes me so sad, and it is really just fucking awful.
Yeah.
But you have to read them. You can't not, because it takes so much heart to actually write these things.
It does.
That you sitting at your house on your phone, on your couch, to not read it would be a crime against them.
I'm frustrated that I fucking released my story before everybody started using TwitLonger to do it. That would have been a lot easier than me fucking writing it in my Discord and having to screenshot shit and crop my screenshots to be correct and like fucking repost it all over the goddamn internet. Like, I wish I would have known about TwitLonger when I came out with my story.
This is neither here nor there. Also, this is neither here nor there. The ad sales for TwitLonger must be making a mint right now.
Oh my god, honestly.
Whenever I open a TwitLonger, there's just ads like out the wazoo. They must be making like a mint.
Oh my god, honestly, they've gotta be, because fuck, like, no one's paying that extra premium to not have ads, because no one gives a shit if there's ads like surrounding their fucking tweet. No one fucking cares. So yeah, the ad rev has gotta be in fucking sane. That's gotta be off the wall.
it just sucks.
So what happens now? We've called for, we've all outed, well, I shouldn't say we all have. I'm sure there's people who are still holding on to stories that they aren't ready to share yet. But many of us have outed our abusers, whether it's just domestic, whether it's like what I had, which was like domestic physical abuse, or whether it's sexual assault or whatever it may be. Many of us have come out and talked about toxic and abusive behavior from other creators. We've gotten that out there. There are still people hating and shitting on us for it and demanding, which, a little bit of a sidebar, don't fucking ask me for proof. I wasn't wearing a body cam when he grabbed me and shoved me across the room. When he threw me like a rag doll, I wasn't wearing a fucking body cam. What proof do you want? And, like, I mean, now it's neither here nor there because he's admitted to it. But, like, to all of these people who are saying, like, well, where's the proof? Like, fucking somebody sexually assaulted someone. Somebody hit someone. We don't wear body cams everywhere we go. What fucking proof do you want? It didn't happen in DMs. It happened to my body. Like, what do you want? I'm real sick of the calls for proof. It's very annoying. But what do you think? So, I mean, we did our blackout thing. What do you think needs to happen next, or do you think Twitch is doing enough?
I don't really think Twitch is doing enough. I think they gotta. First thing is, in any other place, in any other business, if allegations are made against people, especially their own employees, not going to name who, but their employees have been named too.
Oh,
you have to suspend that person until you have an investigation. Go through it.
Honestly, I agree.
Even if it's one person making a claim, you need to suspend that person until you're able to investigate it. And then once they're investigated, you decide the fate of it.
I agree. I don't like this. Well, we're investigating it, so they're just going to keep doing whatever they want to do, wherever they want to do it until we're done investigating. Like, I'm sorry, fuck that. Fuck that. That's not going to happen. That's not cool. That's not okay. Like,
because those people have to, those people that that were assaulted, they have to see their abusers like thriving still on Twitch.
And to be fair, I will go out and say that, like, Twitch maybe doesn't know about every single one, right? Like, they're probably still going through the names even.
Yeah, but they haven't. They've taken action on 6 of them.
Yeah,
there's been some high profile people that have been accused of things that are still on their platform.
I agree that
they haven't done anything for. They haven't suspended. They haven't mentioned it. They haven't done anything. I
guess my whole thing where I'm like, well, they're probably still going through the list of names is because, I mean, I put in a formal report. I want to say it was today. It might have been yesterday. All the days are blurring together. Either today or yesterday, I put in a formal report against my abuser to Twitch. I put my entire story in like a report to Twitch thing because I'm like, I mean, I'm nobody. There's nothing saying that y'all are going to see my post about what was done to me. So I'll just send you my story directly. And like, I know that they have not seen what I've said yet with so much going on. And so I'm sure that there are a lot of people who they don't even know about yet because they haven't gotten all the way through it. But I agree. You're right. They've done something against so few people so far, when I know that they know about more than that. But yeah, I definitely agree that what they could be doing is starting with a ban or starting with a suspension and then moving forward from there. And speaking of bans, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about names, but I think this is high profile enough that I can. What the fuck happened today? Moments before I even called you, I was like, what the hell else are we going to talk about? And then Dr. Disrespect gets banned.
I don't know.
Permaban.
I don't know well, nobody knows what's actually going on. Of course.
Yeah, anything that is said right now, just for full disclosure, anything that is said about this is speculation. Nothing has been come out and said about it. But what the fuck? Like, that caught me off guard. And I thought he was due for a ban at any moment. Because he's just, like I said, his persona is kind of just him being a jerk. I mean, his name is Dr. Disrespect. His persona is how big of a jerk can I be? He fucking took a camera crew into the bathroom at E3.
Okay, so there's one thing out there that this is a rumor, but I'm not gonna read it. It's a rumor.
Wait, what was it? We can talk rumors. I'm cool.
Okay,
with
we're
it.
gonna talk rumors. So
like I said, this is all speculation.
Okay, I'm seeing it says Twitch HR staff member here can't post anything linking to my work or I'll be fired. He was permabanned and his contracts are being canceled and reworks with our lawyers as we speak. This was due to his past cheating statements that made. What you don't know was that he cheated on his wife with a major female Twitch streamer during TwitchCon. We are aware of this prior to his announcement of him saying he was cheating by the female streamer, and have been quietly protecting that streamer to keep her happy, as Guy made our CFO and Amazon very, very happy. She recently contacted our office and said she wanted a better deal than what we provided her, and we refused, opting to remove Guy before she made her proof known. We expect the female streamer to make a large public statement on social media very shortly, while Guy and his lawyers keep in contact with us during all this. So
he has a dude named Guy. See,
he is named Guy. So this was posted by like a nobody.
Holy shit!
But that would be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So Slurp just said, "Wait, he was banned for cheating."
No, he wouldn't have been banned for cheating, but they're gonna. So what they would do is they would ban him right now, not really for cheating, but I guess it would be for the cover up, because if Twitch knew about it and they covered it up, then that could be huge, because it could look like because she knew information, she was blackmailing Twitch with it.
And that's so funny, because when I told you that before, so like Dr. Disrespect got banned, and okay, so the bathroom thing was apparently only his first ban. I thought that was his second ban, so I was like, oh well, it's his third ban. Of course he's perma-banned. Them's the rules, buddy. But like apparently that was his first ban. But like he so he got banned, and I said something to the effect of, I'm honestly not even surprised. And then someone had said like, oh, well, it won't be permanent. And I said, I don't know. They're saying it's permanent. I think he's a kind of shitty dude, so I'm cool with that. And then people started coming after me. Someone was like, well, why is he a shitty dude? And I said, well, because he cheats on his wife all the damn time. And he's like, not a nice, his persona is a shitty dude. And then outside of his persona, he like cheats on his wife. He brings his fucking camera crew into the bathroom, which is against California law and a huge violation of privacy, even if it wasn't. Like, he's just kind of a shitty dude. And I got so jumped on, and someone was like, what? You can get, so what? Are you saying that people can get banned for cheating on their wives? And I was like, that's not what I said. I just said that you asked me why I was shitty. I think the
cover-up is more the story here than it really is the cheating.
Right.
Because if it was the thing that would make Twitch look the worst would be that somebody was able, because that would open up the floodgates to, like, number one, it would open up the floodgates, sadly, for Alinity. People would be like, well, if this person could blackmail Twitch, why couldn't Alinity? And because that's where it always goes. No matter where it goes, it always comes back to Alinity.
Oh, it always does, yeah.
And so,
and I mean, I don't want to get too deep into Alinity, because I do have some problems with some of the things that she did. Not the most recent thing that she did, but like some of the cat stuff really did rub me the wrong way.
It's problematic and polarizing, but a lot of the hate, I think, is just people. It's more people hating women than it really is people hating Alinity.
It is. There is a lot of people use what Alinity did as an excuse to shit on another woman, and I do see a lot of that. While I do not agree with the things that she did, and I will not fucking defend what she did to the cat or to any of that stuff. I won't defend that shit. But yeah, it did give a lot of people just like an excuse to shit on female streamers, and it was like, okay, maybe
that's more or less what people want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. God, okay, so I didn't realize that you had found something more on what happened with...
It was like a nobody, so I'm not gonna, I was even hesitant to read it.
Sure. So yeah, that is still just a rumor, like you said, it's not necessarily anything definitive. My first thought was that it might have something to do with everything else that's going on, as you know, you and I spoke about a little bit before this. And again, I've looked for it, I have found nothing to back that up at all. So I am absolutely not accusing Doc of being on the sexual predator list right now. I have no idea. I have not
Everybody's
found
just
anything
so
to back
like
that out.
ready to pounce on whenever they see a name in the trending, especially a streamer name. They're ready to pounce, and understandably, a lot of people have come out to be monsters.
They have. Like, I think it's reasonable for everyone to be kind of on edge right now about everything that's gone on, because it has been a lot. Oh shit, there was something I was gonna say and I should have written it down and I didn't write it down. I'm a bad host.
It's okay. I'm a worst host.
A worse host? You're not being a host right now. What do you mean? You're not. What do you mean you're not hosting?
I'm not hosting right now, but when I do, I'm bad at it.
No, you're not. I shouldn't say that. I haven't seen you, but I highly doubt that you are. You're funny. You're good people. Like, I've not seen
videos have been up for a while now.
The video for your podcast?
Just don't support my content is the real thing here.
ButtJuice, I am dealing with a lot right now.
No, I understand you're
I am dealing with a lot of the aftermath of coming out about my abuser.
I feel you and I apologize. It's okay. Hard. And I do not blame you. You need to take time for yourself.
It's been
listen, I'm taking time for myself.
You're taking an indefinite amount of time for yourself.
Yeah, I'm taking all the time for myself.
You're taking all the damn time that you may need.
So don't even sweat it, dog. Do you?
So what is your plan for tonight? I know you said tonight is like your last stream. It's celebratory. Like you've
We're going to watch videos of people eating food and talk.
Hell yeah.
We're going to do what we do every stream, except for this one will just be the last one.
Okay, well, because you had said something about it being like this is like our celebratory farewell, and so I didn't know.
We're going to celebrate everybody by talking about them.
All right, cool. I didn't know if you had anything like planned that was different than the norm, or if it was going to be the same shit that we love you for.
We're going to end the stream doing one last dance. I know.
I'm gonna cry.
You can't stop me. Hard one.
I'm gonna cry.
I know. Trust me. During my stream, I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be really rough, but you got to do it.
Oh no, ButtJuice.
Don't worry. Don't worry about your boy ButtJuice. I'm still gonna be around. You know, somebody said, "Man, ButtJuice, thank you for everything you've done. I'm really gonna miss you." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm not dying." I'm gonna be around. I'm like, you're talking to me in the Discord. Like, I'm still gonna be here.
Like, this is not my funeral.
I just won't be live streaming, you know?
Do you think any of your YouTube stuff is gonna be much of the same type of like well, I mean, obviously you can't.
It's gonna be a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Because
I know you mentioned skits a little bit, but I don't know what else.
It's not going to be anything like, I'm not going to make, this is my YouTube content. It's not going to be like that. Comment. This is my YouTube comment. No, I'm just going to make, sorry. I'm just going to make.
Where's the fucking kitty shit?
Oh my God. I got that ooh voice going on. Oh, please, I'm going to make a YouTube video. I started squirming in my own seat.
I know, I saw you like.
Oh God, I need to play out the entire scenario, or else it didn't happen. Just moving around, just grooving. Ooh, whoa, ooh, whoa. Sorry.
I'm living for it. As you were saying, your YouTube comment.
My YouTube content's going to be very, very, it's going to be anything. I'm just going to come up with ideas and post them. And then whatever people start liking, I can just start making more of that.
Okay, good deal, good deal.
That's usually what happens. People were like, we like the dancing, so I did more dancing. And they were like, yay! And that was it.
Yeah, that was the thing I wanted to ask you about, because your switch from gaming to just chatting, you did say that at one point someone had told you, like, I really just like watching you talk over food, and so you said, well, I'll do more of that. Like,
who was that? Why did they do that? That person actually was one of my best friends in streaming. Do you know Lark Online? Lark?
Yes.
She is the DJ. She's DJ.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, yeah. DJ. No, you good. You good. I got you now. I was like, wait, hold up. Yeah, okay.
One of my so me and Lark were actually on a podcast.
When you said
together.
She is the DJ, I thought you were saying another person called She is the DJ.
No.
I was like,
she's the DJ.
I don't know someone with that name.
She's a DJ on Twitch.
Yeah,
she's we were on a podcast when we were both very small streamers, and then we just stayed in touch, and she was like, I just kind of like your chatting stuff better than I really like your game stuff. So I was like, cool, let's just become a chatting streamer. So I did, and I didn't feel bad about it. Felt good.
Yeah. What was sort of that movement? So if that was when you kind of fully committed to doing the just chatting stuff, you initially were an Xbox streamer. So like, yes. where did let's watch food and talk come into play in the first place?
I wanted to be a just chatting streamer, so I started doing a little bit of just chatting.
Okay.
And I liked it. And the problem was when I'd start doing just chatting, I would lose like every single person in the chat.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you're done playing games?" Because a lot of people would only come to my stream to play games with me, and then they were like, "Oh, you're not playing games? Okay, bye." So I would be streaming for like 15 people, and it'd be tight, and we'd be talking, and then I'd start just chatting, and then it would like dip down to 3.
Oh my god!
So I'm like, okay. So then I was like, I'm just gonna dig my heels and make my new content chatting. So, of course, went all the way down. But then I started building up following. Then I got sick. And everybody started leaving. And now nobody's really left. So I'm banging my head against a wall for content that really nobody's watching.
What do you think has more longevity? Like viability, like, so just chatting stuff or gaming stuff? Because I've heard arguments about either of them being.
I believe gaming stuff does because it's less mentally taxing than just chatting.
Mm-hmm.
Just chatting, keeping a conversation for 6 hours is an art form.
And trying to make it different every day too, not just saying the same shit that you said every fucking day. Like, that in itself is a choice.
And also, you when you chat, you have to give them your personal experiences. You need to talk with them. You're giving a lot of yourself, your soul to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And each time you do, it just kind of chips away at you.
It does.
Until like eventually you're just kind of empty just talking, where you're just kind of sitting back in your chair and someone's like, how was your day? And you're like, good.
And you're like, I don't know. Okay.
It's just because you're just exhausted.
Yes. I feel a lot like, I don't know. I feel like people like you who have a normal human's life and don't fucking live on the internet like me. I feel like people like you have a better, I don't know, I guess like a better shot with just chatting than I feel like I do, because I feel like I've run out of things to talk about, right? Because I'm like, all I do is stream. Like, all I talk to is y'all. I don't go anywhere. I don't see anybody. Like, I don't fucking know. I'm just in my room fucking talk. I saw a cool tree today. Like, I went on a bike ride.
I saw a cool tree. You looked at that tree and you're like, huh.
I went on a bike ride and I saw a pretty tree. Like, I don't know what else to talk. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I took psychedelic drugs the other night and I thought the moon was gonna fight me. That was a thing. Like,
that's actually a really cool thing to talk about.
That actually happened too. It was like for my birthday. Me and my roommate and her boyfriend took mushrooms and we went out into the woods, and on the way back when we came out of the woods, I saw the moon, and like I cannot describe to you the trippy thing that was happening, but I couldn't stop looking at it because I was like, if I stop looking at it, it's gonna come closer to me and we're gonna fight. But
okay, that's how every single person has ever been murdered, is taking psychedelics in the woods.
You're right. But like I feel like I don't have that much to talk about unless the chat help. Like, I have ideas, I have past experiences, but I can only tell the same stories about my past experiences so many times, you know, like until it's like, okay, y'all have heard this. Other than that, it's really me feeding off of the chat.
I've lived a very rich life.
Yeah.
So I got stories forever.
I've got stories, but like I feel like I don't know, I feel like I will dry out of them eventually. I can talk about my experience. Like, I mean, so I can talk about lots of stories from the past, but eventually I'll run out of those. I can talk about my experience coming out as bisexual. I can talk about my experience with abuse with multiple partners. I can talk about abuse.
I talked about my experiences coming out as pansexual on my podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm like, listen, things I can talk about is like coming out. I can talk about abuse. I can talk about like women, and like I can talk about these like different ideas that I have and these different stances that I take on things, and I can talk about past experiences, but I feel like eventually I will run out of that, and I'm not making a ton of new experiences. And I guess I just feel like that because of COVID, you know. But
yeah, I mean, once we're stuck in the houses, like we're stuck in our houses and apartments like this, it's just like it ruins every little bit of creativity you have.
Yeah. It's been rough because I'm like, even since I've been full-time, I've gone to E3, I've gone to TwitchCon, I've gone to a major tabletop gaming convention in Columbus, another one in Indiana. I've gone to Vegas and spent time with a friend. I've had lots of experiences. I've gone and done a ton of stuff here in Columbus. I've gone a ton of places. I have lived a lot even since going full-time and not going to work and having these regular interactions with people all the time. So like I have plenty I can talk about, but it just
Did I see you at TwitchCon?
No. I didn't get to see you at TwitchCon. And sad. I was bummed about it because
sad.
Yeah, big sad. The first day I was in line with so when I went to TwitchCon, I stayed with Mariyumi, previously Alice Hime.
You stayed with her?
She's like one of my absolute best friends, like IRL. She's from here where I'm from, and like that's who I was with in Vegas. I stayed with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I was like, I remember she's around there.
Yeah. Because she was here first, and like we met here in Columbus. Then she moved to Vegas, and it was the most devastating thing of my life. And then we went to E3 together, and then we went to TwitchCon together, and then I went and stayed with her in Vegas. I stayed with her for TwitchCon, and then on our first day, we were both like a little nervous, and so we met up with Third Artifact and hung out with her for a bunch of the first
She's
day.
like one of my best stream friends.
I know she is, and we were like in line, and we all turned around, and we all thought we saw you, like in the line.
You did. That was me.
It was because
she sent me a picture of it.
Oh my god, because yeah, she was like, I think that's ButtJuice, and I was like, is it? And she was like, yeah, it's ButtJuiceSoup. And so we were all standing in line like, ButtJuice, and like trying to like get your attention. And I was like, maybe it's not him. And then we went on in further, and then I never saw you again. I didn't get to run into you.
Crazy. Okay, I gotta say this about TwitchCon really quickly. I had the most fun of my entire life because like people knew who I was.
Oh my fucking
cool.
god, isn't the best? So this was my second TwitchCon, and like my first one, I didn't know anyone and no one knew me, and I felt weird as hell. But this year, fucking, I'm getting pulled in 50 different directions. Oh my god, it's you, it's Sierra, hey, take a picture with me, hey, meet me here. I mean, like at the time I wasn't Sierra, I was Peachy, I was Pixie Peach. But like, people were pulling me in 60 different directions and like wanting to take pictures with me and wanting to meet up with me, and I'm like double, triple booked on any given night of like places I need to be and people I need to see. And like, it was exhausting, but holy shit, that felt so good.
It was really, I have a really cool story. I was actually with, Mary Yume, and I was with her and her boyfriend were there, and we were talking. And that's where I met Sam Strake. He was I saw him there. Sam. That was way back when he was Trouble Truck.
Yeah, it was. I did get to see him because I saw him on the first day. He was wearing that like fucking Sharpie Twitch partner t-shirt.
Yeah. And so I saw Trainwrecks. So I was like, oh shit, I want to go talk to Trainwrecks. So I went over to Trainwrecks and I was like, hey, I'm a fan of yours. And he was like, oh no shit. So we're like talking. And then people kind of came over and they were like, excuse me, can we get a picture? And Train was like, here, can you give me 1 second, man? I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, yeah, sure. We can get a picture. And they were like, we were talking to ButtJuice.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, hold up.
Oh shit.
It was when that happened, I was like, okay, I love this place for the rest of my life.
That's fucking great. Yeah, we were like in a circle. It was like me and Third Artifact, and then we went to go get Sam's attention because we saw him. We were like, oh shit, hey Sam, what's up? And like took a picture with him, and then Video Game Diva migrated over by us, and then Dash Maker came over to where we were, and then like, I mean, it just
Diva
slowly...
just hit partner
on Twitch. She did.
Yes.
Oh, that's so great. I knew she was already partner on Mixer. I wondered if she was going to get Twitch partner.
She got it.
Diva is another one that's from here, and she's like a good friend of mine. Like,
how
IRL.
Many streamers are from
Oh my god, all
Ohio?
of us. All of us. D-Tune, Diva, Mari,
oh yeah, I forgot D-Tune's there.
Me, obviously. There's a ton of us in Ohio and then in Michigan, and like, I mean, this whole Midwest chunk. We got a bunch of us. Oh my god, there's so fucking
nobody
many.
here. You know what I did actually?
For Sale is another pretty notable one that's from here.
I was at a Black Lives Matter protest, and I ran into like a relatively like well-known Twitch partner because I had a sign that said support Black content creators. And she came over. She was like, "Are you on Twitch?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Give me your stuff." So I gave her all my stuff. Yeah. And I didn't realize how popular of a streamer she was. I was like, oh my god, that's her.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome. Do you want to say or do you not want to?
Yeah, her name Honey Dip.
Okay, I've heard of her. I've not seen her content, but that is a name that has come across my.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, she lived like real close.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, that's cool. You never know what people live near you, you know?
Yeah, we've got okay, so like Admired Plague is another partner out here. Ryu the Red is a partner out here. God, we've got a bunch of people. Like, I'm gonna be straight with y'all. There's nothing out here but corn, and we're bored. Like, we're bored, so we plugged on Twitch.
I go to Ohio a lot because my wife's family's from there.
Yeah, you said that. We had talked about potentially finding a middle ground sometime when y'all head up here, so I can see you guys.
I've been trying to go to Canton forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, why can't I remember? I think that's north of me.
Yeah. It's
because I'm central.
Her family's in Cleveland, so it would be south of her.
Okay, so yeah.
We should play, one day when all this crazy Corona stuff is over, we should plan a trip to Cedar Point.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for so long, to get like a big bunch of us to go to Cedar Point. I've been wanting to do Cedar Point for a while.
You, me, D-Tune, Slurp come up.
Absolutely. I don't know if you know Slevin Culebra. Like, I don't know if you know him or not. He's a Michigan content creator who has Slevin Culebra.
No.
He's a friend who's like, he's big in the T-San streaming team. But he's just in Michigan, and he's talked with us also about coming down. We've also been, a big group of us have been talking, yeah, you're invited, Wild Spice. There's been a bunch of us have been talking about maybe making like a big Midwest meetup after Corona, like somewhere in like maybe Chicago, we've talked about, as a pretty central point for a lot of the Midwest streamers at least, which of course you'd be invited to. It'd be up to you if you want to make that drive. I know it's a lot further for you than it is for me. But the Cedar Point thing for sure we should do. And Wild Spice, welcome. You missed us singing your praises and talking about what a good bean you are and how much we love you.
No.
She's here now. We love you, Wild Spice.
We love you, Wild Spice!
Oh my god. I am a mess today.
I know, same.
God, like,
I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Stream is gonna be like 4 hours. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Is that how long are your normal streams? Because I normally end up going to bed before you finish. 3?
9. It's usually 9 to 12.
9 to 12, yeah. So I normally end up having to dip and go to bed before.
We're gonna do our normal content. We're gonna do all our stuff, and then we're gonna end it with a dance, and then we're gonna raid whoever my. God, it's gonna be hard, man. Because I wanted to make this work so badly. I worked so hard. I talked to so many people in DMs. I did so many different collabs. I I like did absolutely everything I could to make this work. And then my body just shit out on me.
And you can't beat yourself up for that. That's not your fault.
But like if I was stronger or like more stable, or I needed this to like live, like the sad part is I keep thinking in my head, I'm like, if I just needed this to pay for, you would know more than anyone, if I needed this to pay for my food, if I needed this to pay for my rent, I would have, busted my ass more,
I mean, but even then, that doesn't guarantee that that it's gonna pan out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that, like, people don't want to. People talk about there being a luck element, and then people are like, nah, it's not luck, you're just bad, or whatever. And it's like, no, there is a luck element. You got to be on at the right time. People have got to
You got to put yourself in a position to get that luck.
Yes, right. Like, it's not all luck, but there is an element of luck. Like, I've got a friend who hit partner back when getting partner was not as rigid, I guess I should say. Because, like, now, if you hit your numbers and it's all raids, that doesn't count. That was not always the case. So I have a friend who hit partner just because Tim the Tatman raided him a bunch of times. He got raided, like, 5 times by Tim the Tatman. Fucking skyrocketed through the roof, hit great numbers. Now he streams to, like, 12 viewers. And, like, he took some hiatuses in there, and that's why his numbers have dropped as low as they have. But, like, that was luck. You know what I mean? Him getting partner was purely luck. He was on at the right time, streaming the right game. He didn't have a relationship with Tim before then. He was just playing the right games at the right time, happened to get noticed by Tim, got the raid. Happened enough times in a row, upped his average, partner. And, like, I've got another friend who said that he got partner pushed. People rated him and the right people rated him and hosted him. It was like a calculated thing where people just carried him to partner. Mm-hmm. And, like, now he's another one that is streaming to, like, 10 people. And, like, people call these people failed partners, but, like, they're not failed unless they feel failed. You know what I mean? It depends on what everyone gets to define what success is.
I disappointed myself.
And I get that. I definitely relate to that. It makes sense.
Like, that's what feels awful, is that I'm like, I disappointed myself in this whole thing, because if I just would have, every time I pushed through it so badly, I pushed through everything, but I just couldn't hang.
You only push yourself
so many people
hard.
are so young, but I outlasted a lot of people I didn't think I would outlast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there where I was like, they're going to be fucking huge. And then I outlasted them. And I was like, that's strange. And a lot of people are saying that to me too. They're like, I can't believe, like, I'm going to keep streaming and you aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of feeling that way right now. I've been very much like, you've got to be shitting me. Like, I'm still going, and, like, ButtJuice is all done. And, like, that's not me saying, like, I don't think any less of you for that. I just, like, I am surprised by
Lies!
it. I think you're great. I just am surprised by it, because, like,
I might come back.
No, that's
I'm
true.
not closing the door like it's done forever, but
right, like, you're not closing.
As of right now,
account.
I'm not in a place where I could do it, and I know that for a fact. That I just can't. Like, I can't keep continuing like I am.
Yeah, and I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I hope that you do come back. And I know you keep saying, like, I'm not dying. I'll still be around. I'm not going away. You can still find me places. I'll be supporting people.
You can still like all my tweets. And I'll tell you what, actually, if everybody in here, fucking bring me to YouTube, partner. Watch my fucking YouTube videos if you want to really. If you don't want me to die, because if you don't watch my YouTube videos, I will actually die. So, like, my Twitch channel, that's one thing. My YouTube videos, if you don't watch those, then I will actually die. I will disappear and fall into a pile of bones on the floor, and then my dogs will eat me.
Jesus.
And then my wife will go, my fat husband became a pile of bones. Look at me having to clean up my fat husband's bones. She doesn't actually sound like that.
She does not sound anything like that.
Oh my God, look at the bones on the ground. Oh, the dogs are now eating the bones. And my dogs are like, I don't want to do it, but they're there, and when in Rome, baby. As dogs do.
I don't know if Taiwan
That's what
can
will
hear
actually
you.
happen if you don't watch my YouTube videos.
I don't know if Taiwan can hear you when you're like
She
in here
can
talking.
hear everything.
I was gonna say you're about to get a text.
Our house is small.
You're
Every
about to
time I
get a
talk about
text
her,
from
her ears
her.
perk up, and she's like, I can hear you.
I see you like glance at your phone right now. Like, am I caught out?
I just look at my phone because she's like, that's a lie.
I don't sound like that. That's me on Slurp stream because he will like, I'll type something and he will read what I have to say in the most unflattering, ugly voice and then be like, this is what Sierra sounds like, by the way. And then continue to sound as unflattering and like insulting as he can. And then I'm like, excuse you, shut the fuck up. Like, every time.
You're excused. She's like, hey, in between the podcast and the stream, do you want to eat? And I'm like, no.
Fuck eating.
This is my last stream. I can't be eating all the time.
You're just talking over. Do you eat on stream? I don't think I've ever heard you.
I try not to because I don't. Number one, I mute my mic because if I hear someone crunching into their mics, I will punch a hole through my wall.
Okay,
I swear to
valid.
God, I can't stand it. Watching people eat on stream, I don't really care. Doesn't really matter to me. But if they're crunching, if they're like eating baby carrots into their mic, I will let them know that I hate them.
I try to be mindful about, because I do eat on stream, and I try to be mindful about what it is that I'm eating. Like, I don't get anything like real crunchy or loud. I sometimes
You
eat
try to be
almonds.
mindful of what you're eating. I just come onto your stream and you're just eating rocks. Like, Sierra, and you're like, oh, I wasn't mindful of what I was eating. Why am I eating these rocks? Like, you should really pay attention.
I try not to eat anything loud on stream. I do sometimes eat almonds, but when I do that, I like push my mic away or like I'll mute it while I try not to have anybody hear me crunching my almonds. But
I'll smear bacon grease all over my titties.
Oh. I don't know where that came from, but all right.
It's just in case anyone's like, I don't like you eating on stream, I'll be like, That's what I would do. But also, I
try not to crunch into my microphone. I try not to crunch into my microphone. I'll rub bacon grease on my titties. Cool, homie. What?
Yeah, I kind of I did like 3 jumps in my head, and I forgot. I did it in my thinker, and I forgot to do it with my speaker. So I was like, what if I was eating bacon? What if somebody told me they wouldn't want me to eating bacon? What if I just rub bacon all over my chest in front of them? And then all of that did not escape my head. So I was like, what if I just rub bacon all over myself? And you were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I
love
forgot.
that there was no progression. It was a direct transition of, I try not to crunch my almonds too loudly into my microphone. I'll rub bacon grease on my titties. Oh, really?
It's like, I have an ADD brain, so I'll have entire conversations in my head within 3 seconds.
I love it. It's good.
I've gotten banned before for actually shaking my titties on stream.
What was the deal with that? What happened there?
I shook my titties on stream and got banned for it. There wasn't really like a thing. That's what happened.
That was kind of the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, but like they were like, you know, we gotta ban everybody so that it's fair. I was like, fine. It was like 3 days, and I had to take a shit that night anyway. So I was like, I'll take the ban. I don't care. Although I was like, this is gonna hurt my chances for getting partner. Like, bitch, you're streaming to 4 people. You're not getting partner. Like, calm down.
I think you had said something to the effect of, like, they're not gonna partner me anyway. Like,
I've said that, like, a million times. Because,
that's fair.
number 1, I've spoken out against Twitch, like, many times. And number 2, I'm ButtJuiceSoup. They're not bending over backwards to partner me.
Oh my god, hold on. What is this? Yeah, I remember that happening, and I was shocked. Like, so did they ever confirm officially that it was that video? Or
no, they didn't confirm
anything.
anything.
Like, yeah, it's almost definitely this.
No, they didn't confirm anything.
Okay, so that was just like
my
assumption.
conspiracy theory is, I do believe somebody reported me
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
feel
that
like
they
they would
just
have picked
wanted to
that
get
up
back at me for
themselves.
whatever reason. For whatever reason, I ButtJuiceSoup wronged them. So
Do
they
you have
just
like a, I'm not going to ask you to say names, but do you have an idea of who that might have been, or
no.
okay.
I don't. I honestly no. There's I will no, I'm not gonna say anything, but because like it's not worth the breath.
That's fair.
It's not like it's not worth starting anything or name like because when it comes down to it, people are gonna just hate you. They're gonna hate you for whatever reason, for whatever plethora of reasons, or they're gonna feel like they're like Sierra, talks to people and she's a girl. Let's humble her by like reporting her,
Oh
and it doesn't really
god.
humble you. It's just them being a dick, but trying to find
Right.
a reason to justify themselves being a dick.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
whenever they're like, let's humble ButtJuiceSoup, and they like get me off of like the stream, I'm like, fine.
Right, like so be
Do
it, dude.
whatever you want. I really don't care. You know?
Yeah, I think the thing that, well, I don't know. Do I want to say this? Do I not want to say this? Yeah, I will say it.
This is
I'm like trying to decide.
this is the game we always play.
I know it's like, well, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'll say it. Like I think 3 days was ridiculous. I guess without saying everything I was gonna say. Very shortly after that, I saw a more severe thing happen for a much shorter ban of a similar nature. Even I saw a more severe thing happen with a shorter ban because, and like, I mean, my only guess is the person in question makes a lot of money for Twitch.
Yeah.
And that would be the only reason why I could think of why you would have gotten 3 days for something that was not in any way sexually charged and was like a fucking joke and like I mean it's your boy titties, you know what I mean? Like I mean there's it's like it's I don't know. The only reason that I could think why you would have gotten 3 days and someone else would have gotten 1 is the money thing.
My content is a little bit spicier for Twitch. So my guess is they've been looking for a reason. But so is
other people's.
I know, but my content is kind of like it's on the border because I don't actually do things that
there are people who are more on the border than you, who are more well known and who they have to be aware of.
I can't be like that though. I can't be like, well, it's the Alinity Gambit. It's like, one person does something horrible. One person says something racist and awful to someone, and it makes them feel small and horrible. And then someone comes into the comments, well, Alinity threw her cat. It's like, it doesn't stop what they did and make that person feel small, make them feel horrible. It's just another awful thing. Like, you can't compare awful things.
And that's true. I guess I just, when it's something that is not awful, something that's like, we took this as a little bit racy, and it's like, well, there are things that are more racy, that are of the same nature, but more sexually charged, more, like, even intentionally sexually charged.
Like, you rob a mom and pop store in your community. It hurts the mom and pop store, it hurts the community. But then you're like, but there's also people out there that are just like murdering people. It's like, they're obviously murdering people is worse than stealing, but also you hurt a lot of people with your actions.
And that is true. But then, so do we put the person who robbed the mom and pop store in prison for 20 years and then the murderer for 10? Like, that's kind of my situation with that.
You can say you did something awful, you will get punished for it without saying, but Alinity, No,
I get that.
That's the argument, and it's so self-defeating because it's like any argument just becomes, well, you didn't ban Alinity. Like it just becomes so defeating, to say, and it also becomes so, especially with all the allegations going around and people just saying like, how do we know these women are telling the truth? It's like, just because 1 or 2 people lied it doesn't mean the rest of everybody should not be believed. It's the sins of one or two people should not affect the courage and the absolute tenacity of risking it all to finally tell your story.
Yeah, and like with all of that, it's I saw a graphic a while ago, and then I saw it again today on SETI, Green Dumplings stream. I was watching him, and he pulled up the same graphic where it shows like it's like here's 100, if 100 people report sexual assault, this much smaller fraction is or 100 people experience it. Here's a much smaller fraction of who will report it, and here's an even smaller portion of who will be jailed for it. But of those 100 people who claim that they've been sexually assaulted, 2 of them are false accusations. So, like, we cannot take those 2 false accusations and then start treating everyone like they're liars.
But so many people will want to.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
many people will want to.
They will, and it's infuriating. And I mean, like, so I know 2 people who have lied about, well, I know one person who has lied, and I know one person who has really stretched some things. It was not an outright lie, but it was a gross like stretch of the truth and twisting of words. So I know a couple of, like, I know the 2 people out of the 100 in this case, but like that doesn't make me any less likely to believe the other 98.
I've canceled partnerships. I've left communities. You have to do these stuff. You have to do these things because once they've been tainted with allegations, like, can you support it?
Right.
You know, I left Twitch Kittens. I was a part of Twitch Kittens for years, and I left them because when you realize what happens at the top, it just completely falls.
I don't even know what happened with Twitch Kittens. I'll be honest. I saw somebody say, like, tomorrow I will release what happened with Twitch Kittens, and it wasn't someone I follow, and so I forgot everywhere. I didn't know where to look. So yeah, I'll have to look into that because I saw that there was something with Twitch Kittens, but I don't even know what it was. I was with Twitch Kittens for like a very brief moment, like a year or so ago, but I have not been a part of that for a really long time.
It's, you know, it's hard to leave because I just kind of want to, like, one thing is, let me tell you a story. Let me start this off with a story. If that's cool. My sister is a reporter for a big organization, huge organization. She's a reporter. She did something that was not hurtful, but unethical. Mm-hmm. She did not hurt anybody by this reporting or what she did while reporting, but it was unethical. Mm-hmm. Somebody caught her doing it, and they made a huge expose, humongous expose. Mm-hmm. Now, I went into the comments, and I saw the most vile, hurtful, disgusting things that they were saying about her. Now, mind you, this is my sister.
Right.
This is someone I've looked up to for my entire life. And it was like, it was an obvious mistake. But to see the shit that they were really saying about her hurts.
Yeah.
So when you have these friends that have allegations against them, and they are friends, and they could be people that are in your org that you've talked to a million times. They could be people that you have business with. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to say, I know this person is my friend. I can't, like, I have to defend them. But instead, I implore you, instead of defending a friend or a streamer you look up to, read the story. Just read the story, and before you come to any conclusions and you type vile shit to them in their replies, just read the story.
Yeah. It's like what you said to me when I was talking about, a friend that was caught up in it, and I was like, wow, I'm really disappointed. That's a friend. And you had said, like, but how much do we really know them? Like, you know them online, you know them in stream, you know them on Twitter, but, like, how much do you really know them? It's like, I guess not as well as I fucking thought I did, because
obviously people are not going to be monsters to your face.
Right,
and if they are, you try to distance yourself.
Of course.
A lot of people can't, which is sad because they're in relationships with monsters that they don't even know were monsters.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And it sucks. But the only thing you can do is when the story is told, you support and you let them know that story is valid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like
until the story is valid until it's not.
Absolutely, I agree. Like, people make that whole argument about, like, well, innocent until proven guilty. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we're not convicting them. Like, we're not putting them in prison.
Public opinion is not the court.
Right. Like, we're not putting them in jail. We are making our assumptions about this. And, like, I've said it 100 times. At the end of the day, if I find out that I believed the wrong person, I would much rather find out that I believed a liar than I believed a rapist.
Yeah. Like I said, if we're going back to what I originally said before, liar and rapist are not applicable.
Yeah.
So somebody lies, then yeah, they'll and trust me, I saw when one of the people lied, I saw people come out of the woodwork who haven't said a single thing, people who very, very hard try not to say anything during times like this.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them coming out of the woodwork and just eviscerating them.
Yeah.
And they should. But it's not applicable to abuse and sexual abuse and just gaslighting, manipulation. It's not.
Right. No, I agree. God, it's so heavy for me because, like I said, like,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I just, like, I instigated this conversation. It's fine. You just, y'all know.
I'll stop talking about it. My stomach actually started rumbling into my mic, and I was like, hopefully she didn't hear that.
I did not hear that. I heard my own stomach. I'm like, because I'm just like,
God, I'm starving.
Yeah, I was gonna say on that note, like, hey everybody, believe victims. That's a thing that's going on right now. Cancel culture is not always bad, because I saw a few people in chat be like, well, I think cancel culture is both, when I said, like, well, cancel culture is not outing abusers. I had a bunch of people say it's both. If it's both, that's fine. Cancel culture is not always bad. It's not always wrong to cancel someone. If someone's a piece of shit, then they're a piece of shit. And, like, peace, bye, goodbye, whatever. Don't hurt people. Believe victims until you are given a real reason not to. And he's my friend is not a real reason not to. Today is ButtJuice's last day on Twitch until further notice, maybe forever, we don't know. If you want to tell us where we can find you starting tomorrow and onward forever, where do we go to find your content?
Twitter, YouTube.
And your ButtJuiceSoup on YouTube as well?
I am ButtJuiceSoup on YouTube, okay. But I'm not a partner yet, so I don't have a personalized link. I just have a long set of characters.
But if you look up ButtJuiceSoup on YouTube, and do you have, or are you putting your YouTube link in your Twitter bio? Yeah.
I am going to put it in my Twitter bio.
Cool.
I'm also 30 subscribers away from 100.
Oh, girl. You're 29, because as soon as we hang up this call, your girl's going to sub.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh my God. ButtJuice, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
It's been great having you again.